In the quiet, dust-layered stacks of the Hargrove University Library, nestled among volumes that smelled of must and ancient leather, was a forgotten manuscript. This yellowed text, bound crudely with twine, was discovered accidentally by Julia Merton, a graduate student specializing in medieval literature. The text, palimpsest in nature, contained traces of older, overwritten texts that had been scrapped and written over, a common practice in times when parchment was valuable and scarce. Julia, intrigued by the overwritten layers barely visible beneath the dominant script, engaged in a deep textual analysis. She spent days under the dim lights of the manuscript room, her eyes poring over the vellum, deciphering the undertext with a scholar's fervor. The primary text was a mundane religious manuscript. However, the undertext seemed to hint at something else entirely, a secular narrative, perhaps a chronicle of everyday medieval life, which was rare for its time. The undertext was fragmented and required substantial effort to piece together. Julia photographed the pages, enhancing the images digitally to reveal the undertext more clearly. The fragments spoke of a village, its customs and interpersonal relationships unmarked by the grandiosity typical of contemporary chronicles or the piety of religious scripts. It was a glimpse into the common man's life, rich with details about farming, festivals, and feudal workings. Julia's discovery prompted her to write a paper arguing for the significance of the undertext as a cultural artifact. She posited that the secular undertext was originally a standalone document, later scrubbed and overwritten with the religious text due to the parchment shortage, or perhaps the secular undertext's perceived triviality. Her paper emphasized the unique insight the undertext provided into daily medieval life, arguing that it held as much historical value as more significant religious or royal texts. The culmination of her work led to a presentation at a major conference on medieval studies. Julia projected the digitally enhanced images of the undertext, elucidating its content and significance. Scholars and historians, initially skeptical, were soon engrossed by the implications of her findings. Discussions erupted about the need for reassessing other palimpsest manuscripts which could hold hidden historical treasures. However, textual criticism is as much about doubt as it is about discovery. A prominent scholar, Dr. Edward Langdon, challenged Julia's interpretation of the undertext. He argued that the digital enhancement could have introduced errors, inadvertently rewriting parts of the undertext. Moreover, he questioned the accuracy of Julia's translations, which sometimes relied heavily on conjecture due to the fragmentary nature of the text. In response, Julia invited Dr. Langdon and other critics to collaborate on a comprehensive project aimed at a more detailed analysis of the undertext. Utilizing newer, more precise digital technologies and a wider range of linguistic and historical resources, they worked together to refine the interpretations and validations of the undertext. The project not only answered the earlier criticisms, but also brought to light more of the undertext, revealing additional aspects of medieval village life, festivities that were celebrated, local governance, and even personal vendettas. The effort showcased the dynamic, contentious, but ultimately collaborative nature of textual criticism. Julia's work with the forgotten manuscript not only added a tangible piece to the puzzle of medieval history, but also highlighted the complexities and intrinsic debates that make the field of textual criticism both challenging and exhilarating. The story of the manuscript remains a testament to the idea that history is not just written by the victors, but is also hidden in the layers of what was once considered inconsequential. The overlooked and overwritten, as Julia proved, can sometimes be the most revealing of all.